I had just read this book called The Alchemist by Coelho. Paulo Coelho. I heard about that book from Will Smith. Will Smith used to rave about it. Like,
The Alchemist was really my first literary love affair.
I've always loved Will Smith, so I was like, if that's that nigga favorite book, and if that book helped him get to where he's at, I'm reading that book. So I read the book. And basically, it's this kid, Santiago. He hears people talk about the universe and just ancient wisdom and how, like, the universe and the world wants to support you in all your desires, but your fears, your routine, your self-doubt gets in the way. The way your mind is programmed gets in the way. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna figure this shit out. Like, I want to see if the universe got my back. So this kid Santiago goes on a journey to find his treasure. One day I'm talking to a friend about it. My friend is like, yeah, this shit is real. Like, everything is energy. Like, and my friend tells me about the water experiment. This Japanese scientist did an experiment on water where basically he proved that our intention and sounds can affect the molecular structure of water. This is huge because what are we? We about 70% water. What they did was they took different, like, jars of water. First they tested out music, right? So they played like Beethoven, Bach, like classical music. And that water would freeze in the most beautiful structures, like snowflakes, y'all. Like, just beautiful, like crystal shapes and just beautiful. And then he tested out heavy metal on the water. And that water froze like bacteria under a microscope, just real ugly. So then he said, okay, well, water acts like that with music. Let's test our words. Let's test our intention over water. So they took water and they expressed things like, I love you on one jar. Thank you. Gratitude, things like that, right? The water froze. Beautiful crystals. This is proven. This is science. Then they tested another set of jars, okay? It says stuff like, I hate you. I hope you die. I'm going to kill you. Stuff like that, right? The little COVID symbol? That little red thing without a little... That shit, that's how the water looked when the scientists spoke negativity over it, right? So, me and my sister, we're like, oh, we should go to Hawaii because it's right next door to LA. It feels like we're out of the country. And it's also fairly safe because what me and my sister decided was we were going to test the theory of the alchemist. The universe wants to give you your heart's desires. You are always taken care of. You have to trust and be in the flow and expect good things. I'm the type, like, I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm not going to listen to what the news say. I'm not going to listen to sometimes I don't even listen to what my mama say. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what the preachers say. I do my due diligence when it comes to my beliefs because this is my life. And I only get one go round as this person. So I don't know. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to just be out here listening to people all willy-nilly. No. So anyway, and I had always heard about like white kids being sent off to Europe and other countries to go backpacking, but this dude that I was talking to at the time, he kind of broke it down for me. He was like, yeah, It's about teaching you like trust, and it gives you a certain type of like independence, especially when you're coming right out of high school. You know, you've only been in your parents' house. So he was like breaking it down, like, you know, that's why people send their kids on these trips, because it strengthens that sense of trust and accountability and all that, you know. So I thought that was interesting. I logged that in my head. So anyway, me and my sister, we was like, yo, let's test the theories in the Alchemist. Let's go to Hawaii with a backpack and $50. Let's see what happens. We get to Hawaii. We get out the plane, we exit the airport, we go to the buses, like the little bus stops. We talk to a bus driver, we're like, hey, can you get us to the nearest hostel? Because we knew we could not afford a hotel. The hostel is $15 a night per person. So that's $30 right there for our first night. For our first night in Hawaii, that's $30 already on our first night. $30 gone spent. Because we needed somewhere to stay that night, you know. We get up the next day like, alright, nigga, we got $20. We start roaming the streets of Maui. This dude ended up telling us, yo, like, on this island, we hitchhiked. Nigga, like, put your thumb out and get picked up by random niggas. Y'all do that? The guy's like, yeah, that's what we do. Like, a lot of people don't even have cars on this island. They just get up in the morning and walk out their house and just boop, put their thumb out. Me and my sister are like, all right, bro. So we get up, boop, put our thumb out. Somebody picks us up. And at the site we hitchhiked to, we run into, I'm Tyler, you guys look cool, man. Bunch of white boys with dreads and shit. Surfer types. We hit it off. They're like, hey, we grilling, we're gonna have hamburgers, hot dogs, shit like that. So we get to their house, they get on the grill or whatever. We eat, but I'm a little nervous. They start drinking. I opt out of drinking. I'm like, I'm straight. I don't want to smoke weed. I don't want to drink with these niggas. I'm like, nah. An altercation breaks out with the dudes, right? No, bro, you know what the fucking truth is, bro. Don't you fucking lie like that. I will. He punches a hole in the wall. Me and my sister got $10 at this point because we don't know where we at. It's nighttime already. In walks another white boy. He has the most piercing blue eyes, like Farrakhan and Malcolm X be like, and the blue-eyed devil ain't nothing but a blue-eyed devil, the blue-eyed devil. But his spirit, his nature was so gentle and so calm. He says, you don't have anything to worry about. These dudes are cool. Where y'all staying tonight? And I was like, well, we were gonna stay here, but this nigga just punched another hole in the wall. He was like, you can come over to my house. And Maui gets so dark at night, like so dark. So we driving for a long time. And we literally like left the little bit of civilization that Maui had. We are out in fields. We are out in the boonies. And it is dark. And I'm in the back seat looking at this nigga in the mirror. And I'm seeing his eyes like on the road. I see his eyes kind of look at me. I see his eyes kind of look at my sister in the front seat. Oh, y'all, I'm going through it in the back seat. I'm going through it. I'm like, oh, shit. We about to die. Blue-eyed devil, a serial killer. Part of me is like, but nah, like, we two Amazonian black Native American, freaking Portuguese. We fiery. Me and my sister fiery. There's no way he could take me and my sister together. I'm looking at my sister in her side mirror. And I'm looking at her like, man, you okay? And she looking at me like, why we been driving for so long? But we're both just kind of like, trust, keep the vibe right. We pull up to his house. His house is one of the most beautiful homes ever. There's like crazy art all over the place. It's like murals on the walls. It architecturally, it was stunning. It was unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, you know, it just would have, it had like hallways and staircases in random places, like places that you would never think a stairway should be or a hallway should be. It was just an amazing home, y'all. He goes, so Alexis, get this room, and your sister, she can have, and I was like, whoa. Give us the same room. And I don't want no room with twin beds either. I don't want no bed. We ain't even sleeping in different beds, nigga. We sleeping in one bed. Me and my sister ain't splitting up at all. On the way to the room, I see a library. Now, one thing about me, when I go to somebody's house, I love checking out their books. I go to the library. It's like this massive wall of books. And this house, y'all, is nice. This library's nice. I'm like, damn, this serial killer must be doing pretty well. He must be robbing all his victims and, you know, pawning their jewelry and shit, because he living nice. I pull a random book off the shelf. A random book. I don't even think I read the title. I just pulled a book off the shelf. And I opened the book to a random page. Real chill, you know what I'm saying? The page had the water experiment that my friend had just told me about before me and my sister went on this trip. The random page from the random book that I randomly took off the random shelf, had the water experiments. It had a picture of the snowflakes. It had a picture of the coronavirus looking water. It was just like the universe, like, let me know. You good. You safe. You ain't gotta share a bed with your sister, nigga. Get your own room. You supposed to be here. All things work in your favor. You supposed to be here. BLAQ ALICE.